Over the weekend, while grinding Godfall while streaming, some guy offered to do multiplayer with me. I was damn lucky that guy was OP, and through that stream, we finished the very end game Godfall has to offer, which is the last Dreamstone, against a level 60 macros. Yes, in endgame you'll be facing mobs 10 levels higher than you, and you're stuck at 50. Anyway, the whole purpose of this video is to find an answer to the question, are bosses affected by ailments and marks? This is a very crucial question because if it's a no, it severely limits our build making capabilities. There's only going to be one meta build, and that would be the endgame. Just so you know what I'm talking about, there are several ailments in the game. You have bleed, ignite, chill, shock, poison, and curse. Marks are different. You have fragility, weakness, and leeching. Ailments get triggered through ailment chance or through a certain condition with the legendary equipment. Marks are not affected by ailment chance. It's usually affected by a certain condition with the legendary equipment, and also I've seen fragility being in the skill tree, being activated once you do critical hits. For leeching and also for weakness, some of them are part of the equipment as well. Anyway, I've gathered clips here for us to ponder and decide whether it really works. There are two types of bosses in Godfall. You have mini-bosses and bosses. You can basically tell them apart from their health bar. Mini-bosses will still have a breach bar while bosses won't. And of course, bosses' health bar are there on the top to display superiority. Here is a clip of me getting hard carried fighting a mini-boss in Dreamstone. Do not mind the slow motion of the boss. We are just OP like that. Counterplay, don't nerf this hammer, or else I drop game. I'm kidding. So anyway, you're going to see in the health bar icons. These served as the ailments that were inflicted to the enemy. If you can't see it through that, you would see it in how the enemy looked themselves. It's pretty obvious, they are affected. The sign on the left side, I assume, would be a mark. I'm just not sure if it's fragility, weakness, or leeching. They should improve the UI on this. Please counterplay. Please improve it. Next, let's take a look at the boss. As you can see on the health bar, no ailments or marks are seen near the health bar. It's just a plain old health bar, going down fast. But then, take a second look. Look at the boss. You see green stuff all over. That means it's affected by an ailment. Looks like poison, because the guy I'm with actually gets around 64% poison chance. But it gets to proc as soon as the boss's HP becomes 0. Another thing to note here is the boss gets a window to even perform an attack when in fact we obviously overdamaged it. A finisher would have been possible already. I hope counterplay fixes this mechanic. So throughout the whole fight, you don't see Lunara changing in color or having a weird like aura, right? So probably you're going to think, hey, maybe bosses are really not affected by ailment. But in another fight we had with Lunara, this is a level 50 plus Lunara by the way, that's why it says there it's Lunara Exalted. Guess that's Godfall lingo for tempered monsters. It was affected by a mark. I'm not sure if that's weakness or fragility or whatever. You clearly see some green stuff there. So I'm confused now. I don't know what to think. Counterplay should make this clear. If they are watching, please make ailments and marks affect these endgame bosses. And please fix the UI and show that it is revealed with the bosses, because if you don't, people would just be going for weakness point, critical chance, and critical damage builds. No more room to play, and in my opinion, you should still put a breach meter or gauge with the bosses. More possibilities, more fun. And before you say I'm being too cheesy and want it the easy way, if you play through the game, the additional damage modifiers you get from your equipment substats are like plus XX damage to poison enemies, plus XX damage to ignited enemies, plus XX damage to bleeding enemies. So if you make the bosses immune to that, then I don't know, man. Why create those substats in the first place? For the people that are watching this video that already have Godfall and are playing it, just a quick info dump. Regarding ailments, regardless of your ailment chance, if your weapon doesn't deal the appropriate DPS, it will not proc it. For example, even if you have like 69% chance to bleed, but your weapon deals air damage, that bleed will never come. Your weapon should be dealing physical. If you already know that, great. I'm just sharing info, because I myself didn't know that until yesterday. For the people thinking if the Godfall devs are not watching, it seems like they are. They've already did 2 hotfixes under 1 week, but sadly they still haven't patched some of the bugs, like this Immortal Fire Blacksmith guy we were fighting with 69 million defense. We didn't stand a chance. We tried reconnecting, repartying, none of it worked. We had to abort the Dreamstone, and it cost me some damn electrums. I stream on twitch.tv, ang Bata11. I don't purely stream Godfall because I'm an MH boy, but drop a follow. You might catch me sometime streaming Godfall. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate the kind words you guys gave in that review I did a few days ago. I'm new to doing reviews, and I do not know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, see you in the next video.
I'm a bag of bones full of helium, lit foot on the verse, equilibrium, raps a million quotidian, extraordinary, next heir to the throne, like a rising sun, making rising sums, up and away with a million thumbs.